Hi.
Hey guys.
Happy Thursday.
We're on the move for another week.
Yes.
Here we go.
On the move.
Yeah.
And we're at our staff outing. So we do probably 1 to 2 staff outings a year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it happens in the summer because that's our least busy event season.
Yeah.
And so today is a really special one. This is Jon Lugbill's last staff outing.
Woo!
I know. We're going to talk to him in just a second, but we are walking on the almost completed portion of the Fall Line Trail here in Hanover, which is super exciting. It is a heat wave. Sports Factors goes hard.
Yeah.
No days off.
You see us sweating? Yeah.
We got our water.
We got our water.
We got our sunscreen.
I got my fan. So we're prepared.
We're prepared. And we got the whole staff is ahead of us. We got some people behind us. And we're enjoying a little walk and talk. So we'll talk to some more people and ask people about their favorite staff outing. If you are only listening, switch it to the tube.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. We're with Brantley Tyndall, director of Bike Walk RVA, and thought who better to tell us a little bit about where we're walking today.
Hello. We're in Ashland. We're at the northern terminus of the Fall Line Trail. We call this the boardwalk section, and other people call it the trolley line section. That's elevated next to the street that helps you get to part of the Fall Line. And we walked a newly seemingly open section of what we call Design Build 1. It is all of Hanover, all of Ashland, and a little section of Henrico County crossing the Chickahominy River, and we expect it to open this summer.
Awesome. I will say, if you're looking for somewhere to walk, like this little shaded portion too is delightful. It's been a great walk. We were all worried because it was mega hot, but it's honestly been great. So come check it out.
All right, John. So obviously these staff outings have been your ideas over the few years. What got you into wanting to do staff outings, and what's your favorite staff outing you've been on?
I always wanted the staff to have ways that we like got to know each other and got out and did things, but I also wanted them to be more true to our mission. So I wanted them to be active and getting outside, and I also wanted Sportsbackers staff to be knowledgeable about all of our parks and trails throughout the Richmond region.
Very
so
true.
That was always an emphasis. All right, you want the big ones?
Yeah. Okay, let's do, well, we can, you've been on a lot of staff outings. Let's do top five favorites.
Okay, number one, when we were voted Sports Commission of the Year in 2006, we had free JetBlue coupons. We used them to fly up to New York City.
That is so cool.
Went to the Yankees. We went on the Staten Island ferry. We like packed the whole day. We left at 6 in the morning, and we missed our flight at 10:30 coming back. So we ended up having to stay overnight, which then ended up costing us money. But it was pretty much an incredible day.
Okay. So
all right, top five.
New York, that's one.
Yeah. So this was early days, but in 1994 we went to World Cup soccer match up in Washington D.C.
Oh, see, that's not too far, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and I had worked on DC's World Cup bid when I worked for the Washington Council of Governments, so it was sort of related. And at the time, we had all sorts of desire to have major soccer events, including NCAA Soccer National Championships and World Cup qualifying event and other things. All right.
That's two.
That's two. Three, even though we've done this actually multiple times, but hiking Old Rag. And I think what really got me going on that is that a lot of staff had never been to a national park.
Right.
And so I figured, well, we're not just going to go to a national park. We're going to go to the best hike within Shenandoah National Park and experience that. So maybe that's three. We also did a trip when we won Sports Commission of the Year in 2011. We actually did a trip to Washington, D.C., where we rented bikes and we went all around town and did this whole excursion, seeing the trails and sights of D.C. in one day.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool.
Five?
Boy, I'm going to throw in, we actually have done multiple river trips here on the James.
Cool.
Probably the one we just did was probably the coolest as far as engaging everybody, where we rented stand-up paddle boards, kayaks, and inner tubes. Cool. And you had your choice between the three watercraft. And we went from Pony Pasture to Reedy Creek, and everybody had a blast. It was actually really fun. So that river trip was pretty high on the list. Though Though I have to say, if I was thinking back when it was just Scott Stricker and Tracy Russell and myself, we did a kayak trip on the lower James, which was like incredibly scary for me, but Scott and Tracy were amazing. Like they somehow did it. And so it was a little bad that I took them down there without experience, but they did great.
I was gonna say, but they did it.
They did great. Oh, and Allison Carlton was there too. So yeah, so some of our staff outings were a bit more adventurous.
Yeah. What did you choose? Were you on a stand-up paddleboard or a kayak or a tube? I'm gonna guess
stand-up paddleboard.
Oh, okay. You got me. I think I definitely would have picked tube, just because I haven't been tubing in forever, and I freaking love tubing.
Yeah, tubing's one of those underappreciated things. In Richmond, you can go from Pony Pasture to Reedy Creek at low water, and it's real white water, but it's not scary, and it actually is really awesome. And it's a great way to spend hours. And like if you have friends from out of town, or you're just looking for something fun to do, and it's 100 degrees out, go tubing on the James.
I'm gonna do that this summer. I'm putting it on my list. I'm going tubing. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. I think we're done.
My favorite staff outing was when we went to DC and rode bikes on the bike paths and saw a bunch of the different monuments, and then went to lunch. And that was super fun because I would never do something like that on my own. Also, I loved when we went ice skating downtown. We did when the ice skating rink downtown used to exist. We went for a morning and went ice skating, and also went to lunch after that. And that was just like a super fun, different activity. The whole staff.
My favorite staff outing has to be to float down the river. I had never done that before. We got paddle boards and we had inner tubes, and we are amazing. I don't know what her title was, but I'd call her the office manager, Amy, who doesn't work here anymore, but she's the best. Organized lunch, and we ate lunch on a rock island in the middle of the James River. And it was an experience that, as a person who doesn't really do a lot of outdoor sporting, I would never have had before Sportsbackers. So by far my favorite ever.
I guess the favorite staff outing, if I had to pick one, would be hiking Old Rag. Have I done it multiple times? I have done it multiple times. Probably the first time, because I think that it was slightly less crowded the first time. I have no idea what year it was, but it was a ton of fun.
I've just enjoyed the culture of being able to have staff outings, because I agree with what Jon said. It does enable you, even though we have a job where we work together all the time and we're not at an office all the time, it does enable you to just like talk to each other in a little bit more of a relaxed setting. I liked Old Rag the second time. I was not there for the first time. And the second time we had a bus that we took to Blue Mountain Brewery. We were going in style. And then we also saw a ton of snakes, which is a weird thing about me is I want to see some wildlife. I don't want to see a snake in my house or touch a snake, but I want to see it on a trail. So I was lit.
My favorite staff outing was stand-up paddleboarding on the James.
My favorite staff outing was a million years ago when we went to New York City. It was supposed to be for one day. We left at 6 a.m. on a JetBlue flight, and we were supposed to be back by like 8 p.m. We had so much fun. We were sitting in Little Italy eating dinner, and darn if we didn't miss our flight. And it was like one of the funniest things where Scott Stricker was literally stretching his legs in the tram to get off to sprint through the airport. Wouldn't let us through. So yeah, that was my favorite staff outing.
My favorite staff outing, since I'm an old person, this was way back in the day. I believe we won Sports Commission of the Year, so we got to go to New York on a day trip. We went to a Yankees game. We went to I forgot wherever else went. Main thing is we missed our flight that night, and we all had to stay overnight in New York, and chaos ensued, but it was a good time even with that.
So we have had a lot of exciting outings, but my favorite staff outing was actually recently. We went to Great Falls and did some awesome hiking. We went on the Billy Goat Trail up there, and it was super just casual but super fun. We brought our own lunches, snacked on a rock. It was perfect. And anytime I can see water with this awesome crew, it was my favorite staff outing.
Wow, I haven't been on but 2 staff outings, so
No.
I really was. Wait, is this on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, I really wasn't like a great person to ask for this, but I'm glad. I love hearing the stories about pre-me when you guys are going on some wild freaking trips.
Yeah, I prefer post you era, but
Post me.
yeah, post you. But it's always been fun. It's a really big asset that I feel like helps everybody get to know each other, and we look forward to it. You get thrown into some funny situations. It's
Yeah.
great bonding.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, with the New York answers, everybody. The first time I heard that story, everybody was like, "It was crazy," but now everybody's like, "That was my favorite one."
Yeah, you didn't even hear, but John told us that Mary Marshall was crying. So despite Mary Marshall's sake, it was the most fun. He snitched on her.
Yeah,
So
she was crying, but
in the
that's
moment,
okay.
she had some young kids then. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we had some homemades by Suzanne's out here, just loving Ashland.
Yeah,
And now we're all just like super full and are gonna
splash
get
in
in
a
the
pool.
car, go home,
Hopefully,
dodge the heat the rest of the day.
Hopefully, will take us back to Greece for our next next.
That's where you're gonna go.
outing.
All right,
Yeah.
Greece. That's
I'm
what
gonna
Cameron wants for the next staff outing. If
going
you have
back to
any staff
Greece.
outing ideas for us, for our new executive director, will comment below.
Paris,
Let us know.
maybe even Paris in
Yeah.
springtime.
We accept full schedule details. So
Yeah.
if you have like a whole trip
Itineraries.
itinerary, we're in.
Yes. Okay.
Thanks,
perfect.
y'all.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.